Hello, today we're going to be looking at America in the world on our theme poster right in here, okay? And what is the United States' role in world affairs, and how does the rest of the world um, impact what goes on in the United States as well? So let's just read through this theme statement here real quickly and get a pretty good idea of what's being asked here um, in this statement. So it says diplomatic, economic, cultural, and military interactions between empires, nations, I want to circle that, and peoples shape the development of America and America's increasingly important role in the world. And I want to point out when we talk about nations, we aren't including in here the United States. Okay, we need to keep that in mind that the U.S. is not just having other nations do things to them, but the U.S. is part of that. And it shapes the development of America and America's increasingly important role in the world. So when we look at the United States, in world affairs, we can't just look at this and say, we're just talking about America here. We need to look at the bigger picture here. Yes, America, here's America, okay? Why is it over here somewhere? But that the United States is affected by world affairs. Things going on throughout the world have an impact on U.S. history, and it helps shape the U.S. And we need to keep that in mind as we move forward. And we also need to understand how the U.S.'s role has changed. So when we go to like the late 1700s, George Washington in his farewell address said, stay out of world affairs. And so, how do we move from a period of, neutrality in, the late 1700s, early 1800s to one of being more imperialistic by the late 1800s, early 1900s, and our role in World War One, and of course our role during the Cold War. How do we make that shift to from one of neutrality to one of really becoming a superpower by the time we get to the late 20th century? And world affairs have a lot to do with that. So all those things you learned in global and world history are going to have an impact. But also to really look at how does the U.S. and its goings on have an impact on the rest of the world as we examine this theme throughout the whole course.